the election. Dabo Sweeney, known not only for his his prowess on the field, but his faith and traditional values, hit a roadblock yesterday when his real name is William. He encountered a mix-up at the poll when he attempted to cast a vote due to apparent glitch in the system that somebody else named William Sweeney had already voted with his name.
Wow.
How does that happen?
Wow.
Does that check the Social Security numbers?
No, it was his son.
Oh.
And they figured it out because they went and looked and did some things. And he eventually got to fill out a provisional ballot. So he did actually get to vote.
I got a call yesterday from Nick, who works for the station, saying that the voting machines where you registered to vote, they were down yesterday in New Mexico. So people were going to register and vote on the same day, and the machines were down. This was in Ruidoso. Looks like a Midland County Sheriff's Office, they have arrested a woman, criminal neglect, a homicide from criminal neglect. Her name is Paula Stiles, caretaker of an elderly individual, evidently was not taking care of that person, that elderly person taken to the hospital and suffering from malnutrition and dehydration. Sea of red, social media erupted. Jill Biden, did you see what she wore yesterday? Blake, did you see?
It was a red jumpsuit.
She wore red yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Look,
Good for her.
we know that the Biden family was not happy but I mean, they were taken advantage of. They really were. And so I think Biden shanked Kamala a couple times during his speeches. And I think this was Jill Biden's way of saying, giving them the one finger. Yeah. Trump shared what he will do on day one if he is elected president. The former president announced that he will send a clear message on day one. The first call will be getting the border in check. Look for the next 3 months. Caravans after caravans coming across the border. They were making their way to Mexico. If I was Donald Trump ahead of time, I would make the call to the brand new president in Mexico and say, Mija, we got to fix this. We got to fix this. Remain in Mexico needs to be taken advantage of, or your southern border needs to be fixed. We already paid for your wall. We need to fix that. But number one will be fixing the border. I was disappointed last night that Mark Robinson, the potential governor of North Carolina, lost after, remember that information came out. He's suing CNN, but he lost that race by a bunch. And within hours of being sued, the DOJ agreed to not interfere with Texas elections. Yeah, they were sending poll watchers, and they said, no, send them somewhere else. We don't need them. Yeah. Federal trial against a man accused of the shooting death of New Mexico State police officer Justin Hare. That case being heard. Is it North Carolina? Yes, North Carolina. That case will be September. It's moved to September of 2025. Can you believe that? September of 2025.
Shame.
Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name across southeast New Mexico. Ready to take care of your siding, your roofing. Need a metal building? Now that Trump's elected, maybe you're thinking, hey, I'm going to erect a big metal building. I'm going to build myself a big shop. Or maybe oil and gas companies popping up all over the place, and you need a building. Seminole Siding and Construction. Give them a buzz this morning. Residential, they can handle that too. They do siding, windows, doors. You want to give your home a facelift. 575-391-1430. Or you could just go to SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. Tom?
Trump 47 and Vance 48 and Vance 49. MAGA, baby. Kamala's biggest billion-dollar Democrat mistake, says the text.
Tom is booty hurt because Kumalat lost.
No, she was never mind. I never voted for her.
I thought she was sexy. I mean, I'm kind of into that Indian woman. I was kind of wondering where that little thing right here is I didn't know where it was.
And New Mexico.
I'm pointing to the forehead. I know some of you as you're watching on radio.
New Mexico went red. Our electoral votes is what got us.
Electoral.
Says the text.
Electoral, and that's not necessarily true. Now there was only a slim margin. I mean, yes, I know Lee County still almost next to the last in turnout.
And we got to figure that out.
When you compare it to places like Santa Fe and Bernalillo and
What was that,
Donna
80%?
Anion, Santa Fe was 71% voter turnout. Bernalillo was 69% voter turnout. And Donna Ana was 61% voter turnout.
Look, the liberals just get out.
Yeah.
And the progressives get out and vote.
Now, the actual numbers for New Mexico. Harris won with 469,975. Donald Trump had 419,248. That's only 50,000 votes
Yeah.
statewide.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if these counties like Lee County that had 56% turnout, which is higher than it has been. Now, don't get me
Praise
wrong. We
God,
did a good job getting it out there.
You know the other thing?
But if you have an extra 10,000 in 4 or 5 counties,
That's exactly right.
Why are people voting for Robert F. Kennedy?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, that was over 10,000 votes in
Yeah.
New Mexico.
yeah.
Why you vote for Robert F. Kennedy when he has begged you to vote for Trump?
I don't know.
Is that you didn't like either candidate? You just wanted to throw your vote away?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But the other thing is that it was more close on the presidential election than on the Senate. Heinrich got 488,000. Domenici got 402.
Wow.
So he won by a higher number of votes
Yeah.
than Kamala Harris, which tells you that a lot of the Trump votes came from Democrats as well.
Right.
But Lee County, Curry County, Roosevelt County, all of y'all are under 60%.
Republican strongholds.
Yes. And if you just had an extra 10,000 in each of these counties that didn't turn out as much as your very blue counties, you're talking 69%, 71%.
How do you get people out to vote? Look,
They did.
me personally, I vote.
Overall, our state had a pretty good voter turnout. Overall,
Yeah.
66%.
Better than the last one,
Yes,
obviously.
it's better.
Yeah.
But it's not where it should be.
Right.
The closest one to where it should be is Santa Fe at 71%.
Yeah. I mean, I've missed one election in my lifetime since I'm 18 years old. One election, and that was the primary election. Because I couldn't participate anyway.
Right.
Because I'm independent.
Right. Which I've been vocal that I'm against that you have to register as a party anyway.
Right.
You can have whatever party affiliation you
Yeah,
want.
sure.
But forcing you to register as a party member just identifies you to be a target of the opposing people.
No doubt. Yeah, and it's just not fair.
Texas doesn't do that.
No.
They have an open primary.
I should be able to vote for Republican or Democrat in the
Yes.
primary. And I get it. What they're saying is, well, you might have some Democrat operative that switches and
So Texas has an open primary.
yeah.
They
Most
could-
states are open primary.
And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you will get an organized opposition that will all go vote in one primary
So
to get rid of a candidate.
let me be the
But that
elephant
is
in the
very
room.
rare.
Let me be the elephant in the room.
Okay.
When's the last time New Mexico has won, the Republican Party of New Mexico has won
Last time they went red, you mean?
a statewide race?
Susana Martinez.
So it's been, would that be 8 years?
6 years.
6 years?
Yeah. Well, again, we have the Democrat in control of the House, Brian Egolf. Now, he's since stepped down because there was a
he's
lot of
gone.
other questions about
Right.
that, and he didn't want to be held
yeah.
for that. But they said they were going to redistrict, and we spent a lot of money
Yeah.
for a non.
Well, and
par-
that's
you know.
what happened to Yvette Harrell.
Yes.
But this last election was worse than the one before. So
Yes.
you get an ineffective Gabe Vasquez.
But this comes back to voter turnout again.
Mm-hmm.
While we had a higher voter turnout, Doña Ana County had a higher voter turnout.
Yeah.
And they have more people.
Yeah. Population is much bigger.
And Gabe Vasquez has a very strong hold in Las Cruces.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
A machine.
Yeah.
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 It's the same machine that turned out Torres Small.
Yeah. So I don't want to be the elephant in the room, but I'll be the a-hole this
Yeah, you
morning.
got the elephant shirt on.
I got the elephant Trump shirt on. Who takes over the Republican Party? We need new leadership. We have not won a statewide race
Well, you're assuming that leadership's going to step down.
in 6
Stephanie
years.
Lord, maybe?
She's an office holder.
We need somebody young
Yep.
and effective
Yep.
that understands, that can design a playbook and goes out and follows the playbook. And that playbook would encompass social media
Yep.
and getting
Donald Trump won because he did a lot of that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm just reading a
And that
text.
here at the
Somebody's
party, we
answering
don't.
you. And they're throwing a name out there, a local name,
What is it?
Rebecca Long.
I love Rebecca.
Rebecca.
I love Rebecca. I love Rebecca.
I'd be your assistant if I
Yeah,
could.
I love Rebecca. Rebecca, would you be down for that
Would you be down?
job? Would you be down for that job? Look, I just think we need some new leadership.
right.
And, if you don't win in the NFL as a coach, what happens?
Fire you.
They fire you.
Yeah.
We cannot keep doing the same things. This is what happens in New Mexico. We keep doing the same things and we keep coming up last. We cannot repeat that.
That's right.
We just cannot repeat that. And are we doing better? Maybe, but we're still not winning.
Well, and we had a couple questions about the other counties in our listening area. And Eddie was the best turnout. They had almost 65% turnout.
Aw, good job,
So
Eddie County.
almost 9% more than Lee County. And Chavez County had a 62% turnout. Otero had a 61% turnout.
Wow.
Now Lincoln did really good. They had a 68% turnout.
They always turn out.
Good.
But They're still behind Bernalillo
my
and Santa
first
Fe.
election
Yeah, always.
in Chavez County, 13% turnout.
yeah,
It's
it's a double-edged sword because I'm really happy that those who turned out.
Turned out, right.
Thank you for voting. Seriously, thank you for voting. Keep doing that.
My just while you're on that, my daughter's friend goes to school in Cruces, and she was texting Cena. She waited 5 hours in line.
That's
to
just
vote.
crazy. That's just crazy that we make people wait in line, even though, living in another country, I see people waiting for days,
Yeah.
walking to the polls because they feel it is that important. And voter turnout in other countries is 80%.
Yeah,
In some countries, if you you could be arrested for not voting.
right. It's mandatory.
Yeah, it's it's not even
And
so.
if you're going to bother to register to vote, because this only counts registered
Right,
voters.
right.
Right.
If you're going to bother to register, why didn't you go vote?
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. All right, let's check the weather. We're going to come back. We got to take a break. It's already 7:10. KWMW Maljamar 105.1 FM. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at Twin Wells Fuel Station right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. If you need fuel, exit on Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Look for the big facility. It's covered. We got rain in the forecast later in the week. So, we got, in fact, rain tonight in the forecast. So, if you need fuel, it's covered area. They sell diesel, unleaded, green diesel, red diesel, DEF value. Fleet cards are accepted, debit cards, credit cards. Be safe on the road from your friends at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. 72 and sunny throughout the day. Should be very, very nice. Winds, maybe 15 miles an hour, increasing tonight. 20-mile-an-hour winds for your Thursday. 30-mile-an-hour winds and a 50% chance of rain, 90% chance of rain coming up for Thursday.